The moon stood still on Dike's roof, maybe to lighten the weight and the mood of the disaster in his home. He who sows bad seeds should not panic when the seeds germinate into grave evil. The evil rain of fire that consumes a man was invited by him. What do they say about the sea? It doesn't drown any man whose legs it hasn't seen. Dike sowed a bad seed that cost the life of an innocent maiden and her unborn child. He shouldn't be surprised that locusts had eaten up the fruit of his loins. This is the 10th wife Dike is getting married to, and like the 9 that came before her, she had had her own fair share of the evil that invades Dike's household. Now, let's start this tale from the beginning.
Hello story lovers, welcome to Nana's Fairy Tales, where we share amazing and interesting stories. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get notified when we upload another enchanting tale.
Obioma grew up knowing only her mother and her grandmother. She knows nothing about her father. She grew up under the care of these 2 women who she learns are her mother and grandmother. Obioma runs errands for these women. Obioma grew from an adorable little girl into a well-mannered and well-cultured young woman. She was beautiful and kind. Her mother tries so hard to protect her from the community, but she doesn't know why. Her mother doesn't allow her to participate in the activities of her age grade in the community. She didn't allow her to join the dance group, nor did she permit her to join the association of young maidens in the community. Obioma didn't know why this was so. She kept pestering her grandmother to tell her what her mother was scared of and why she kept locking her up. Her grandmother wouldn't answer her at first, but when Obioma kept persisting, she called her one afternoon and began to tell her the story of her mother. She said to her, "Do you know why you don't have a father?" "No, Mama Nuku," Obioma answered. Her grandmother continued, "The reason is that your mother fell in love with a man in this community who doesn't see us as equal to them. They judge us because our ancestors were dedicated to idols, so they call us Osu. He met your mother knowing her ancestral history, yet he made her love him without reserve. Their relationship produced you, but while you were still in the womb, the man that should be your father pushed you and your mother out to be beaten by the rain of pain and rejection. Your grandfather and I went and pleaded with him. It took us so many market days going back and forth to plead with him and his family, but to all our pleas, they paid deaf ears. Your mother had you here, in this house, cared for you alone, all by herself, without the man she loved and had you with. You see, my daughter, your mother is trying to protect you from the people of this community. She is trying to see that evil fate doesn't repeat in your life. These people will love you just for pleasure. When it comes to marriage, they would remember you don't have the same roots as them." Obioma listened to this story and tears couldn't stop flowing from her eyes. She thought of what her mother must have gone through during those hard times. She now understands the fear of her mother. She made a resolution in her heart to stay away from the men of that community. If they want to have anything to do with her, they should marry her first. But what did you hear about the death that kills a dog? It doesn't allow it to perceive the smell of feces. Despite her mother's story, Obioma still wanted to socialize in the village and be like the other maidens in her village. She loves to dance and wishes to join their dance group. However, she kept her distance like her mother had always warned her, but she met a man that changed the whole narrative. Obioma met Dike one day as she was going to the stream. Dike kept looking at her and couldn't take his eyes away from her. Obioma tried her best to keep her distance, but Dike kept following her. He walked up to her and stood in front of her. He said to her, "You are so beautiful. Your face reminds me of the sun that warms our hearts after a heavy rain. Would you please tell me your name, beautiful?" Obioma listened to him patiently, and when he was done, Obioma hissed and walked past him. She blurted out as she was leaving, "Bunch of deceivers, that's what you all are. You come with tongues sweeter than honey, and later you show the monster that you are." Dike kept staring at Obioma as she walked away. He kept staring until her figure disappeared into the distance. Dike kept thinking about Obioma's words. He didn't know what she meant by that. Days after that day, Dike kept pestering and bugging Obioma wherever he sees her. Sometimes, he would follow her until she reached her home. One day, Obioma was on her way to the stream again, and Dike followed as usual. She turned and said to him, "Will you stop following me? My people and your people don't have the same ancestral history. I don't want to get involved with you. Please leave me alone. Let me be, please." Dike looked at her and said to her, "Omalicha, don't talk like this. I know your history and I've chosen you like that. Love doesn't consider our history. It's just about two hearts that keep each other warm and want to stay with each other forever. No other factor matters." Obioma didn't know what to say again. She took in a deep breath and decided to give Dike a chance. Their love blossomed like the buds of roses in summer. They began to have secret hangouts. Obioma started leaving the house more often than before. Her mother called her and asked her what keeps her out of the house so often. Obioma didn't know what to say. Her mother looked at her and said, "I just hope you are using your head in this journey you've embarked on. I hope you're taking your 5 senses along in this your new journey. Don't be a fool. As your heart is sending butterflies to your belly, make sure you take your brain along." Obioma looked at her mother and said, "Don't worry, Mama. He's different." Her mother burst out laughing and said to her, "Obioma, Obioma, how many times did I call you? Be very careful. They are all the same. Be extremely careful." Dike and Obioma's love continued to grow gradually. They got so used to each other and began to eat the forbidden fruit. They stayed together often and began to have a carnal knowledge of each other once in a while. It ended as expected. Obioma took in. She became pregnant. Obioma was scared to her bones. It took her a while to tell anyone. Her grandmother noticed the changes in her body and attitude but kept quiet. Obioma summoned courage and told Dike about her new condition. Dike went quiet. Their meeting that day was cold. After a while, Dike said to her, "My love, I love you so much, and I'm ready to go through anything and everything with you. But we are still young. We are not ready for this kind of responsibility. Can you please abort it?" Obioma went cold and quiet. She could sense huge trouble. She knew already that her life was about to take a different turn. She knew she was in a very big hot soup. Obioma went home that day and cold breeze stuck to her skin. Goosebumps kept swelling up on her skin. Cold kept going down her spine. Obioma held herself and wept bitterly. She let out a loud cry. She screamed and couldn't hold back. 1,000 thoughts flashed through her mind. Her mother's predicament, her own fate. It's like a destiny that she couldn't escape. What would happen to her now? Who would she run to? Would she end up like her mother? We'll get to know in the next episode of the story. Do not forget to tell us what you think about the story and what you think would happen in the next episode. Always come back for more exciting stories in this channel. Thank you.